Hi, I'm Mariah Mills. My husband Jacob and I have been here since April of 2022. Following Jesus has changed my life in that I have come to understand His purpose for our suffering. When I was younger, I found myself in a relationship with a man and later came to the realization that it was unhealthy in many different ways. The relationship had ended after only a short while, but I was left really ashamed at myself for being depressed over being dumped. And I, along with so many people in my life, were left questioning, why am I struggling with getting over this relationship? I got to the point where I suffered deeply with depression. I suffered deeply with suicidal thoughts and tendencies. I was easily in the most unhealthy time of my life. I still couldn't shake the feelings and the thoughts of this relationship. I wasn't over it. I couldn't understand it. And it finally brought me back to God and just crying out, Lord, I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm trying to serve you. I'm trying to pursue you. I'm trying to stop these thoughts, but I can't and I don't understand. But I know you do understand. And I am going to trust that that is enough. And in direct response, I heard Jesus say, my child, I'm with you. And I had this breakthrough. The depression was lifted. It felt like it was the first day of the year where the sun was finally shining again. And I felt so much joy. It was the first time I had sung out to the Lord and really felt the joy behind it. As God lifted the depression through a friend, He had communicated that the reason I couldn't shake this relationship is because I had been abused in the relationship. And everything just started making sense. I realized that I wasn't crazy, that it was completely understandable that I was still suffering because I was processing abuse that I hadn't identified before. So the moment I had finally come to God and expressed my heart to Him, the moment that He revealed what my heart had gone through, that set off this healing journey. I started seeking counseling that was specific in abuse trauma. I had gone through very extensive counseling sessions that really just dug deep into what I had experienced so that I could heal through it, not just get over it, but get through it. And God was really preparing my heart for such bigger things, things that were not just what was in the past, but what was coming. I truly believe that the healing process that God guided me through prepared me for what He has given me now. I'm now married with a year under my belt with my husband Jacob, and it has been a beautiful and healthy relationship. I am so thankful that God's presence has never left me, even in those moments where I felt so alone. He reminded me, child, I'm with you. And I'm also thankful that He has revealed that there is purpose in our suffering. Throughout my entire journey of faith, God has reminded me through John chapter 9 just how important our suffering is. In John chapter 9, Jesus was walking with His disciples and they wanted to know, Rabbi, why was this man born blind? Was it because of his own sin? Was it because of his parents' sin? And Jesus didn't want them to get caught up in the reason of causation, but He wanted them to realize that God's glory was going to be revealed through him. And I think that's what my story here expresses, that God's glory was revealed. I see that His presence never left me, and I see that this pain had a reason, and I'm thankful for it. I want to encourage people who are suffering in similar ways, in different ways, that God wants to hear from you. He is not ashamed of you. He is not scared of your emotions. He wants to hear you. He wants to heal you. He wants to be the author of this story.